Hello and a very good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Mosby. Thanks for joining us. I can't believe we are at the start of another brand new week and lots to look forward to here on Crafters TV. We had a cracking wake-up call a little bit earlier on with our Craig, previewing everything that is going to be coming up. We've got a really exciting Monday Makers for you later on, and indeed right now a craft along. If you're new to us here on the channel, you may not know about the craft along. The first thing I will tell you, it is an award nominated show, no less, and it's just a brilliant show because not only are you going to get loads of hints, tips and demos, but we demonstrate in real time for you, hence the name Craft Along. So if you've already got the item we're going to be demoing with, so today for example the Christmas word edgeable dies, you've got the ability to craft along with us because everything is done in real time. There's no here's one I made earlier or I prepared this earlier. It's all done in real time. You've got the ability to tell us as well if you fall a little bit behind or you don't quite understand something so that we can repeat it and re-show it to you. And the other brilliant thing is, if you don't have a chance to craft along with us right now, you can watch this show back on YouTube at a time to suit. And if you decide you love this craft along, but you go, I haven't got the goodies, you can buy the goodies in the show. And then when you've got them, you know that you've got a 2-hour craft along to come back to at a later date. Also during the craft along, we want you to let us know whether you're crafting along with us, and I'll introduce you to a lady who I know is going to be crafting along with us from America in just a little while. But we need somebody to lead the craft along. Somebody who knows what they're doing when it comes to crafting. Somebody who is one of the very best when it comes to leading craft alongs, and that person is definitely not me. Thankfully, here for her 73rd day in a row is the lovely Debbie Fisher. How are you?
Oh, what an introduction, Ben. I am so good. So as you all know, craft alongs are my absolute faves. I love doing them. I love the slow pace, I'm going to say fast pace, the slow pace of them. And Ben's right in what he was saying. If you want us to stop so you can catch up, we will do that for you, which is why I think craft along has now been up for this nomination, which is so incredible. So thank you so much. And if you haven't voted yet, just a little, get voting because craft along is on there. We're going to be making this box. Now, when I did this box, I didn't have a lot of time because I had lots and lots of prep to do. So what I've done is I've done the die cut on both sides. Now, I love this box, but I do think we can make this show a little bit more. So I'm going to do this craft card in white. So if you've got white cardstock, craft along the way I'll do it, and if not, just use the craft cardstock because it looks just as beautiful, but I want the white to pop and I want you to see the difference in the two different boxes. So we're going to be making a shaker box. Shaker, shaker, shaker box.
Shaker, shaker box.
Yeah, which is just a little bit something different for Christmas. So, shall we have a look exactly what you are going to need to craft along with us? Right, so the first thing you're going to need is the Gemini, and we're using the Season's Greetings. You can use whichever one in the collection that you want. You need some A3 cardstock, so our Snow White hint of silver I'm using. We want some either A4 craft card or A4 white stamping card. We're using the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas paper pad, the Luxury Pearl and the pattern paper pad. We also need the Big Score, the large guillotine. We're going to be using the darkest of the red, the Bordeaux, and some sequins, shaker foam, some red liner tape, dotty tape pen, and some tacky glue.
Lovely stuff. And as always, we will give you a little bit of time to grab those bits and pieces if you haven't already. But as I've said, the great thing is, if you haven't yet got the collection, you can buy it today. These goodies will be sent out to you, and then you've got this craft along to come back to. You can either rewatch it on Facebook. I personally think the best thing to do is to go to YouTube, subscribe to Crafters TV. Then you've got all of the shows there. You can make your own playlists, and if it's craft alongs that you love particularly, you can make your own playlist, subscribe to those, and then watch them whenever you like. But this is the full collection that you've got here, the Christmas large word edgeable dies, 6 elements in total, and you're getting it for a brilliant price today, $77.94 or $89.70. It comes down to $64.95 or $74.75, and if you're platinum, it's £51.96 or $59.80. I will show you the boards do you want to look at them now? Well, we'll have a look at them in a little while. But the point is here, if you want to go for the full collection, you can. If you want to go individually, you can. And we've got them on a multi-buy for you as well, should you want to go that way. 2 for 23 or 2 for 26. Got to say good afternoon to Lynn Harvey. He says, hi, Ben, Debbie, the CTV team, the social superstar, and everyone. Yes, got Crystal keeping us right on the socials this afternoon. Sarah Brown says, g'day, Debbie and Ben. Another fine show with giggles. Love from me, watching from our bed in Melbourne. That wasn't very good, was it? That was a bit. It's now midnight here, going into Tuesday. Kimberly says good morning from North Carolina. Georgianne's in from Florida. Elizabeth is in from Texas. And good morning to Alison Grant as well. And as I said, with it being a craft along, we love it when we have a guest on the show. And I kind of feel like this lady is like one of the family now. I feel like I've done a few shows with her, and it's lovely to see a smiling face coming back all the way from America. The lovely Jenny joins us for another craft along. How are you, Jenny?
I'm great, thank you.
It's lovely to have you with us again. I want to say this is the third time that you've joined me on a show, is that right?
I think it is the third that we've been together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what is it about the craft alongs that do you love so much that make you want to keep coming back?
I think it's just that I always have a completed project at the end. And so I can use it to give a gift or whatever. It's just great.
Fantastic. And what is it particularly about this collection that you love so much?
I just love the statement that it makes. When you do a project with these, it's so different than just a regular die that you would cut something out and put it on something. It's like the way it cuts in. I love edgeables anyway, but these are just even better.
Excellent stuff. Well, listen, we will be catching up with you as we head through the show to see how you're progressing. And indeed, as we said, if you are also crafting along like Jenny is, let us know on the socials and get your pictures in as well. Because if we don't get time to show them at the end of the show, we'll certainly show them later on in Monday Makers, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. And indeed, if you've already used this collection, you're not crafting along today, but you'd like to show us a card or a project that you've made, we would love to see that on the socials as well. And thank you, Johnny, for just reminding me. I think I've been very restrained so far, but today is National Joke Day. So if at any point you feel like you want to send in your favourite joke, please do. And I might do, just maybe read a few out as we head through this show, and indeed Monday Makers as well. Do send those in to keep us laughing. Right, let's say hello to Val, let's say hello to Shadiah, and also Michelle, who's ready. Michelle Nitz is ready, Renee is ready. Johnny and Charlotte, are you ready? Crystal's ready on the socials, I think. Debbie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I love that. Right, I'm ready. So let's get this craft along underway. Where do we start?
Okay, so we need 2 pieces of our Centura A3 cardstock. You could choose, if you've just got normal cardstock, but we do the Centura in A3, you need 2 pieces, and both pieces we're going to cut to the same amount. So first of all, we need our large guillotine. If you don't have a larger guillotine and you want to just cut it by knife, just do a ruler and put little notches on each side of where you want the measurements. And we're going to cut this 10 3/4 by 12 3/4. So first of all, we're going to cut our longest side in. So we're going to pop that in and do that. Oh, we're going to cut, the shortest. Just want to make sure that I can fit that through. Yes, so that how I did it at home. Let me just double check that we can pop that through, and just double checking my measurements, because if we've done 11, yes, sorry, that's right.
You're
no,
good.
12 3/4. No, so it's 10 3/4. So 10 3/4 we're going to do first. And I'll show you while I was hesitating then, because I made this last week. I was then starting to think you needed to do the bigger side first. If I'd done 12 3/4, that wouldn't have gone in. Oh, it might have gone in my guillotine, but it doesn't matter, because oh no, see, I did do it. Trust me.
Well, you gone wrong?
Trust me, yeah, gone wrong straight away.
We'll restart.
So apologise if, anyone has. We do need to do the longest piece first. Jake! Actually, I think, oh, it's okay. I've got an extra piece of card. I've got a feeling I popped myself an extra piece of card in case I did that. So apologies,
So 12
but you
and
need to
3/4
cut,
first.
yeah, your 12 and
Right.
3/4 first. I was actually thinking that I couldn't cut it down the side of my guillotine, but you can. So 12 and 3/4.
Like you say, you've had quite a busy week, haven't you? Let's be honest. So,
Yeah, I've had a really busy week, yes. Then turn it round, and that's what I was worried about, doing it too long to not fit it in. Yeah, it's my third craft along in a week.
You've worked more in this last week than I have all month.
Yeah.
Johnny just says in 2 months. All right, mate. All right.
What's weird is that I was in with you, and then Joe's done his shift, you've gone away, and then you've come back and I'm still here.
I've had 4 days off and you're still here.
Right, so I'm just going to recap on that, and apologies if you've wasted a piece of card, so I am really sorry about that. It's 12 and 3/4 across and then 10 and 3/4 down, and we're going to do exactly the same with our next piece of card. Just pop that in and we're going to do 12 and 3/4. So right up to there, trim that down, and then we're going to turn it round and do 10 and 3/4. So 10 and 3/4, there we go. So we'll have 2 pieces of identical card, 12 and 3/4 by 10 and 3/4.
Perfect.
So let's pop that out the way. The next thing we're going to do, so what we're doing to start with, we're making our actual box base. So I'm popping my pieces of card out the way, and now we're going to bring in is our scoreboard. Now on your scoreboard, you do need your, you could use your score master. I'm using the big score because obviously it's an A3 size and we've got a big piece of card. If you do only have the score master, you just need to sort of do part of it and then move it down and then do the other half of it. And what we want to do with this piece, we want to come in and we're going to score. So I'm just going to check on my measurements at 1.5 inches. So just down to the 1.5 inches. Now this one I'm using onto the left side of my scoreboard. We're going to turn that round, come down 1.5 inches and do that again. And again on the third 1.5, bringing that down, and then our last one and bringing that one down. Now this time we're going to bring our other piece of card in, pop that to the side, but because this is where it tells us our box base is going to be, which is butted against this side, we're going to do exactly the same, but we're going to come in at that 1.5 inches, but we're going to do it on the bottom part. So that's going to go up there. Again, turn that round. And what that's going to do, that's going to allow to have just a very small amount of space that allows for you to have a box lid and a box base that fits perfectly together. And you'll see that I'm always scoring it twice. I like to sort of give it that extra score line going down, and all that does is it helps with the fibres of the card, just to be movable and not create any fraying in the edges. So once we've done that, so I know this is my box base, which is what, not that it matters, but I'm going to do the box base and we're going to construct this together because we're going to put our sides and everything on, all our mats and layers before we construct the top. So take your base one, which is why I did it the last, and we're just going to fold that over. I always like to fold down and then burnish because it's easier to sort of pop that into place. Fold that into place and burnish down. Again, fold that into place and just give that a burnish.
Thank you for all the lovely comments coming in. Renee says good morning. Lorraine says hi. Love to you both. I know this is going to be a great show. Kathy says working on cards today, so not crafting along, but I shall be watching. And Helen says, although I'm not a paper crafter, I'm fabric, but I still love to watch.
Oh, that's great. It's lovely that you watch us.
Yeah.
Right, so with box making, you have this. So if you're first time in using our scoreboards or box making, you'll get this score line. I always cut the score score line completely off. Some people go down the middle. I always like to neaten that, and then I create that triangle at the side, and I then cut a notch off, because it just then gives that movability when it comes in. Not only at the bottom, so where you've cut this triangle in, it also does that wiggle room at the top as well. And then I rotate. So some people would then do it the opposite side, but I always just like to rotate. I think it just looks neater, and it's just the way I like to do my boxes. But once you've got your measurements, you can make your boxes however you want to. Okay. And this is a lovely size gift box. So I could have just put in one of our dies, but I wanted to make a really nice large size. So I thought this is really nice for putting, you know, this would even fit something like a t-shirt in, or your handkerchiefs, or anything that you want to give to someone. So it's just a really nice big size box. You could, I mean, just completely fill it with Maltesers or any other chocolate that you wanted to.
Is that your fave? Is that your fave, Maltesers?
I do love Maltesers. I've got faves of lots of things though, Ben, honestly.
I like Maltesers, the lighter way to enjoy chocolate, isn't it?
Well, so they say, but only...
Have you ever done that thing with them like that?
I think only if you eat a few. No, what's that? What, blow them up?
Well, you lie on your back,
I've never done
and
that.
you put it on your lips like that, and then you go, and they're so light you can balance them in the air.
Well, I've never done that.
Oh, the hours we've spent in the Mosby household.
Wow.
You try it next time you get them. Do you have those in the US, Maltesers? Is that a thing over there? Let us know.
Yeah. I don't know.
You should definitely try it next time you get a packet.
I wonder if we've still got some in the vending machine. They all sold out before, and I'm not sure.
Did they have them in there?
Yeah, they used to have them in there, yeah.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, if they've still got them there, we'll
Let's do
we'll
it
do a little video of a Malteser blowing competition.
That would be amazing. Oh, let's just go and get some and do that, because I want to do that now.
I feel like I want to go and see if we've got some in there now, actually. There's never anything much in that vending machine. Ever since they put it in about 2 months ago, it's always empty.
You can go and have a look.
Can I have a quick look?
Yeah, I'm all right doing this. Yeah.
I'll go and have a quick look.
So what I've done is just use, and I've used the straight edge of the tape that we can put onto here. Ben's gone to actually have a look in the vending machine. That's why we're an award-winning nominated show, aren't we? Now, with our tape pens, make sure that you just rub that down, because as you heat it up, the glue will stick together much better, and it will stay together then. So Ben's back in the studio. What's the official?
No Maltesers. The Skittles, but I don't think it'd work because they're too heavy. Next time, though.
I'll go out and get some. I'll go to the garage. I'll have some at the garage.
Yay!
Let's do that. Oh, look at Ben, he's so excited.
Can't wait to show you
more
guys.
Maltesers. Yeah. I think we're going to need a big bag. Mine are going to go all over the place, aren't they?
Yes. So you need a big bag to fill that box as well.
Absolutely. So we've filled this up. We haven't filled this up with Maltesers.
That's later.
That might happen later, yeah. But we've got our box base, and that's how we can get a beautifully made box base. Then we've got our box lid. So we're not going to put this together, but we are going to put all our score lines and marks in here. So let's just get this together, and then that will give us a nice little stop for everyone to just catch up on their box base and box lid. So again, I'm moving that in. It's always easier to put the smallest piece that folds over into place first. And then it's literally just a case of using your scoring tool to burnish and doing exactly the same thing. Take off that entire score line. Just angle it into the light. The studio lights are really bright, so it's harder to see onto white card. But if you sort of angle it, you can then see where you're cutting. Again, just trimming those triangles out and snipping off the ends. And then we will do exactly the same on this one, and then one more. So moving it across, snipping that down, and there we go. That's created our box lid ready for when we come to decorate. So just quickly recap on all of those. You are going to cut your cardstock to 12 3/4 inches by 10 3/4 inches.
What size cardstock? Sorry, Eleanor wants to know what size is the paper that you started from?
A3.
Right.
Yes, A3 cardstock to be able to trim it down to those measurements, and it's 12 3/4 by 10 3/4. You're then going to score on your scoreboard on the left-hand side, which is your box lid, and score at 1.5 inches all the way round each side. Then you will trim your corners off to make your box lid. On the box base, you butt it to the right hand side of the board, and then you score again at 1.5 inches all the way round. Snip your corners like we just did on this one, put your tape pen on, and then you will put all your corners together, and you have literally, there is no jagged lines, there's no lines coming up on here. If you do find when you're making a box that it doesn't work out, that is not your guillotine or anything else, it's because your card hasn't been cut straight. So you do need identical pieces of card that are cut completely straight. And there we go. So I'll let you catch up on your cutting. We're going to pop this to one side, and then we will start on all our extra bits that we're going to do for our box.
Excellent stuff. Great start. It's going to be a lovely, lovely project. Lots of you loving the show already. Alison saying, thank you for the shout out, Ben. You're welcome, Alison. Grant, there you go. You got another one. Catherine Bird says, I so love the scene of lights craft along. Thank you so much, Debbie. My parents are going to love it.
Everyone loved that one.
Yeah.
It's a really lovely one.
Gilmore on YouTube. All right, Gilmore says, part-timer Ben versus all-timer Debbie. Yeah, not for long.
Yeah.
Next Friday, I'm moving up here. Look out, world. And Wendy Woodhouse on YouTube just says, I love your demos, Debbie. Always brilliant. Debbie loves a craft along. We know you love a craft along as well. If you've already got this collection, hopefully you're crafting along with us, or you'll use this craft along, at a time to suit you. If you haven't yet got this collection, this is the full bundle that you can go for with all 6 elements. And as you can see, it's brilliant, isn't it? Obviously constructing the box today, but for creating really, really stand out Christmas cards this year, this is a brilliant collection to go for. And again, it's one of those, as a sort of a newbie, you might look at and think, I won't be able to do this. It's so super simple because, again, it's one of those collections where the dies do all of the hard work for you. So you're going to get 6 in total here. You've got Merry Christmas, again, Season's Greetings, which is absolutely stunning. So much detail in all of these. The third is your Silent Night. Again, just to give you a bit of an idea as to how these can look when constructed. I mean, so simple. How beautiful is that once again for your Christmas cards this year, next year and beyond. Then on top of that, you have got Peace on Earth. So once again, I think we're covering off lots of different styles of Christmas cards for all those different family members. We've also got your Warm Winter Wishes, which is stunning. This is the one that Craig used earlier on Wake Up Call. And then lastly, we have got your Happy Holidays. That is a Crafters TV exclusive as well, that one. So if you haven't yet got that one, maybe you've already bought a couple of these individually. You've not seen that one elsewhere. You won't have because it's a CTV exclusive. It comes in the bundle for $51.96 as a Platinum member, or $59.80. However, if you do want to buy the individuals, you can. And there's a multi-buy of 2 for £23 or 2 for $26. So it may well be that you build up your bundle, you just want to buy a couple today. It's entirely up to you, but grab these whilst you can because they are hugely popular. Right, I think we are all caught up. As always, let us know if you want anything repeated or if you're a bit stuck or if you get behind, and we'll certainly slow down for you, but it looks like everybody is up to speed, so we shall move on to the next step of the project with Debbie.
So the next thing we're going to do is take our mirror cards. So I've got some gold and I'm just using the matte mirror. If you've just got gold mirror, you can do it, or whatever colours. So even though we do these craft alongs and we say what we're using, you can obviously use whatever you want to use in them with your coordinating colours. So first of all, I'm going to trim our gold mirror card to 7.5 by 9.5 inches. So it's just bring in my guillotine. And we're going to trim that shortest side down to start with. We're going to trim that to, I need my, let me just for safety, bring that up first. So our gold piece, so 7.5 inches onto our scoring board. There we go, or our guillotine. And then we're going to turn that round and we're going to do it for 9.5 inches. So that's, there we go, 9.5 inches. So our Johnny's just saying about the sound of the guillotine, and Jenny's sounds exactly the same, and it's amazing because it's such, and Jenny will know this as well, for a crafter, that guillotine sound is so satisfying. I could sit and cut paper with it all day long. Yeah, absolutely.
What I loved as well, it was almost like you were doing synchronized crafting then for a second. It's like the Olympics is back on all of a sudden. It's brilliant.
Right, now our green cardstock is going to go on top of our gold, so we're going to cut this one now to 9 1/4 by 7 1/4. So popping that up to 9 1/4, and then we're going to turn that round and do that 7 1/4. So nice and easy, and that gives us our mats and layers. So you can see that one will mat on top. Now, if you don't want to be wasteful and you want to use the inside, you can really easily gut this piece out because you don't want to waste all your mirror cards. So you can absolutely do that. The next thing I'm going to do is the panels. So these pieces are going to go on our top box lid. So if I bring the lid in, just so you can see, these will fit absolutely perfect into that top box lid. And now we're going to do the panels to go round on the outside. So the first one we're going to use, again, we're going to bring in the mirror card. So I'm just going to take these ones away. I've got another mirror card here. And this time we're going to cut our pieces. So our gold pieces, we need 2 pieces at 7 1/2 by 1 1/2. So in fact, let's do the biggest ones first, because what I am going to do is trim it all this way to 9 1/2 inches. So 9 1/2, oh, there we go, trim that down, and then we're going to turn that round and we're going to cut that to, let me just make sure I check on that, we're going to cut that to 1 1/4. So 1 1/4. And 1 1/4, there we go. And I'm just looking all the way down that line till I get to this bottom line to make sure that we've got that in exactly the same place, and trim that. And then we're going to do exactly the same. Bring that one out. We're going to do 1 1/4. So onto that line, and then trim that down.
Okay.
And then we're going to turn this round and cut this piece to 7 1/2. So 7 1/2, trim that piece off, and again we're going to cut this one down to 1 1/4 as well. So 1 1/4, and again, because we need 2 pieces for the side, to 1 1/4.
Lots of love for guillotines coming in, by the way, on the socials at the minute.
I know, they honestly, it's definitely a crafter's thing. It sounds, it's like that swooshing noise.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's just, yeah.
And lots of people saying that they prefer them over a paper trimmer as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, me too, yeah, absolutely.
If you want the small guillotine, by the way, details are up on your screen just there. Yeah, 20% saving, producer Johnny just pointed me to. So $15.99 platinum, $22.37 if you're shopping in the US and you want to buy that today.
Right, so this time, Ben, we're going to bring in the 2 pieces of scrap card that you've got left over from your green card, and we're going to trim this first one. We're going to take it in and we're going to trim this one too, which should already be, I think. Let me just double check. We need 9 1/4. Yeah, so that first piece is already 9 1/4, and we're going to trim this to 1 inch. So just 1 inch down, and that will create your little mat and layer to go in your longest piece. So I'll show you, this is what you should have. So you'll have 1 piece like this, and then this one we're going to do exactly the same, put a 1 inch strip down the side, and that one will go onto there. So that creates your 2 longest panels at the side. There we go, and then we're going to come in again, and we're going to trim this to 7 1/2. So 7 1/4, not 7 1/2, 7 1/4. And then this one will be 1 inch. And then our next piece, again to 1 inch.
I feel like this is one of those ASMR videos because everyone's going, oh, I love that sound of the guillotine. My daughter watches those all the time. I think it's ASMR.
That's
it's called.
And we're doing lots of mats and layers. So there are green mats and layers, but I now want to bring in another colour. So we've got our red sheet. So I'm bringing in a red one. This is the paper pad from the night before Christmas. So I'm bringing in the reds and the golds to tone up everything. And so what I want to do with this, we want to do this one for 9 inches. So we've got a 9-inch mark. But this time we want to bring this in at 3/4 of an inch. So what I always say on the guillotine, if you're using our guillotines, if you're not, measure it out then. That would be the easiest way to do it. Or I'll do it another way. If you bring in your guillotine, and actually that might be a much better way. Let's do that. Let's bring in this guillotine. And what I'm going to do is at 3/4 of an inch, I'm going to just come in, 3/4 of an inch, yep, there we go. Just bring that in and then we can trim that. So that's probably the easiest way of doing it. So giving it a score line, turning that over, and we can just go down that score line.
These papers are on the show as well today. If you want to grab these, we'll show you those a little bit later on.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
They really are.
And then
lovely.
I'm going to measure that one up the same as the other one. So that gives us another strip. So then we've got our red, our green and our gold. So if I bring that one back in, this one will now go over this one. So it's all about those mats and layers. And look at that, it looks just so nice now. Almost looks like it should be on a present, doesn't it? And down the side of the box. So that's our first one. And then our second one. And then this time we're going to turn this round and we're going to cut this one at 7 inches. So 7 inches, and again I'm going to do that first score line at 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 of an inch down there, and then we can trim that off and marry that one up. So just getting in my light so I can see, and then I can just hold that one to the edge, and we know that that's exactly the same size to pop that in.
Bro.
Okay, so move those out the way. So that gives us our 2 pieces. I'm just going to put all these pieces to the side so we don't get them mixed up with anything we're doing. So what we should have, I'll recap on all of these, but I'm just going to make sure that these all fit perfectly. So you should have 3 pieces of card, your gold, your green and your red card, 2 pieces of the smaller one and 2 pieces of the longer one. So pop them. And I think we're going to check in with Jenny and then we're going to stick all these together and onto our box sides.
Lovely.
And there we go.
Hopefully you enjoyed it so far. Hopefully it's all very followable. If it's not, if you need us to recap on anything, please do. But this is the point for you to catch up should you need to. Lots of lovely comments coming in. Thank you for all of these. Helen just saying, hi, I'm crafting along, but finishing some other boxes for some memory books. I don't have these. We'll buy and save the show. Aisha just saying, I now have both the large and smaller guillotines and scoring boards. So you are, you're well away there, Aisha. Mandy saying, I love the sound of the guillotine. And Diane Shaw is sat watching this week, saying loving watching the CC shows, and thank you to Peg as well. He says thumbs up for more Ben hours. Hopefully you are enjoying the craft along. As we said, if you haven't yet got the goodies, we'll recap on the full collection in just a little bit. You can go for all 6, you can go for the multi-buy, you can go for individuals as well. And as always, we want to see your makes at the end of the show. That's what these craft alongs are all about, seeing what you guys have been up to. Jenny is crafting along with us currently over in the US, and looking very relaxed, looking like you're up to speed with this. Enjoying this so far, Jenny?
Yep, I am. I've got all my little layers cut and I'm ready to put them together. I chose the blue with the gold and then this pattern.
Very nice.
Very nice choice of colours. Is like construction and box making something that you do quite a lot, or do you find you're making cards normally?
Ever since I started watching Crafters TV, I've started making more boxes because they're so easy to do. If you have this big score or even just the regular scoreboard, it's just so easy to whip up a quick box.
Yeah, and I guess it's nice as well, isn't it, to be able to kind of combine, say if you're making a card, to have like a box then that sort of matches the card, I guess.
Yeah, and sometimes I make a 3D card that needs a box to go in, and it's almost like that's the gift.
Yeah. You have to remind me as well, with where are you sort of like on your crafting journey, as it were? Have you been crafting for quite a long time, Jenny, or are you sort of relatively new to the world of craft?
Oh no, I've been crafting ever since I can remember.
and crafting along with us for a good while as well.
Oh yes.
Well, it's lovely to have you with us once again. Glad you're enjoying the show. We can't wait to see your finished project at the end of the show. Let's get cracking on though. One thing I do want to show you before we move on are the gnomes. Now, we haven't got a lot of stock left of these because you guys will remember when we launched the show, the gnomes proved ever so popular, but we've got a bundle of the papers available for you, the card pads, the paper pads. They are absolutely stunning. So you've got your 48 sheet patterned paper pad here, and this is absolutely stunning, and I think goes to show, we chat about this a lot now, that our paper pads, I think without exception now, the front of the design is as good as the reverse here, and it's a case of you, I think, buying as many of these as you can so that you're not then going, oh, I've run out of this one and I love the reverse of that, but I use the other side. So get these whilst you can. What I love about this particular collection as well is the fact that you've got at the back here your sort of more contemporary colours, and then as we flick forward to the front you'll see that we've got colours which are kind of a little bit more vintage, but again patterns potentially that you can use all year round. You've then got the gnomes, of course, interspersed in here as well, block patterns, stripes. I mean, it's such a lovely pad, this one, isn't it, Debbie?
Beautiful. You're right, it's all so usable. I think it's why we've become really famous for our pads, because every page is usable. I've gone through numerous amount of pads in my past, and hardly, maybe half I haven't used because I don't particularly like the papers.
Yeah.
And I don't find that with our pads. Every single colour is usable, every design is usable. You'll find things that you can snip into, things that you can cut out. I love that one with all the circles and the gnomes in them. You literally, I mean, you could use them as little stamps on your envelopes, and there's just so much you can do with them all. The gnomes paper pad is one of my favourites, and what I love about it, Ben, is it's got those traditional ones and the contemporary colours in there, which literally will take you through all your crafty makes. It
really, really will. We've thought about everything, I think, with this particular collection. And once again, with your 48 sheets of pattern paper, you've then got 24 sheets of your cardstock as well, your pearl cardstock. And again, beautiful, beautiful colours. You can see the sheen of the pearlescent finish there, and you can see that we've got colours that will match up those more contemporary patterns, and then we've got your more vintage colours in there as well, your Christmas reds and your Christmas greens too. There's 24 sheets in total within that, and then also we're going to give you your vellum and acetate 8x8 sheets too, which is just fantastic. These are all snowflakes. So what you're going to get 12 sheets in total. You'll get 3 sheets of your larger snowflakes in your acetate. You'll then get those really cute little smaller snowflakes as well, 3 sheets of those, and then you'll get that repeated, those designs, in the absolutely beautiful vellum as well. So you're going to get 12 sheets in total with that collection. So that's 12 added to your 48, added to your 24. That's 84 sheets in total for this full collection. However, we don't have a massive amount of stock left. So if you've already bought the gnome collection, chances are you might have already been crafting quite heavily and you're getting a little bit low. Stock up now whilst you can. Because this is, I'll tell you, we're into double figures stock-wise for everybody. That's not for the show, that's all we've got left. So double figures. £21.27 or $27.29. If you love this so much you're thinking, oh, I don't want to run out, get it now because this will go ever so soon. Right. let's get back on with the craft along. So last time I think we were with you, you just cut out all the strips to decorate the box. We're all good to go.
Yeah, so we're going to start sticking them all together. So you can either use your tape pen, which is what I'm going to use, or you can use your wet glue, so your tacky glue. It's just, I find, especially when you're doing mats and layers like this, it's much easier to not have any squidgy glue coming out and much quicker to just mat and layer them on top. If you do find that you're using it, that's fine. We'll just take our time with doing our mats and layers.
Casey Mom has just said, could you recap the mat and layer measurements?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes. So let me just stick these ones.
Yeah.
So our first layer, I'm going to read them out. So I'm going to do the large part. So this one here, let's do the 3 sizes. And then I'll do the smaller ones as well. And you need 2 each of them. So let's move them out the way so you can only see what's here. So this first one, we're going to trim this one by 7.5. Sorry, let's start off with the biggest section. Yeah, sorry. Yep.
Confusing yourself now.
I confused myself, yeah. So 7.5 by 1.25.
Yeah.
Then the next layer down is 7.25 by 1 inch. And then the next layer down is 7 by 3/4 of an inch. And then this one's exactly the same in the down measurements, but across it's 7.5 by 1.25. Then we're doing 7.5 by 1 inch, and then we're doing 7.5 by 3/4 of an inch.
Got you.
Okay, so all we're coming down is that 1/2 inch, 1/4 of an inch each time.
Yeah.
And then we're just mat and layering them together, and obviously they're for the size of your box. If you decide to do a completely different style of box, you just measure those papers to go inside, or what are going to mat and layer at the sides.
Just chat about the gnomes. Aisha just saying, made the mistake of not ordering the girl gnome when I ordered from CC, but I tracked her down and she was en route to meet her family.
You were lucky.
The gnomes, they're so lovely.
Yeah, they are.
Collection. And Helen Brotherton says, hi Ben, a little request. Can you give Jake a little shout out? He's not watching today, but I'll show this back to him later. He's still loving your little performance that you did for Sarah. Jake.
Oh, that's so nice.
Hello, Jake. I believe, Helen, as well, I'm sure you're joining us at some point. I want to think that I've seen your name on an upcoming
could it be a craft factor?
I think either an ambassador or a craftalog, I want to say, Helen. You have to let me know, and maybe we can give Jake a little hello on that one as well. But lovely to hear from you, and I hope you and Jake are okay.
Oh, Jake, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Ben is fun, isn't he? He's fun to watch.
Who, me?
Yeah, and very talented.
Well, I was just saying, I was showing my dad the crafty cabana video that we did a while back with Sarah's dancing on that, and I kind of feel that she goes, fairly well at Strictly. I want to sort of take a bit of the credit for, getting her dancing in that video.
Perhaps that's where she was spotted. Oh, actually, maybe she even knew then.
Maybe it would have. When was that back? No, it was too far.
Well, she said it's a few months.
Was that April? We did that, I think maybe it was then.
Yeah, maybe. She might have known. She might have known.
Or maybe the producers of the show saw the video and thought, who's that talented dancer? We need to get her on the show. I still can't believe that's happening.
I know, it's going to be amazing.
So surreal, isn't it? So surreal.
And it's very exciting because we're having a watch party, aren't we?
Oh, yes. It's on the 18th, isn't it?
On the 18th, yes. So that's when it's first being shown on Strictly, or Sarah will be first on Strictly.
Guess who's working?
No.
What?
Oh, I'm not Sarah, but no one's needing to work.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Way!
I thought you knew that. Yeah.
No.
We're going to work it out so no one goes without on Crafters TV, but we're all allowed the day off.
Way!
I know.
That's going to be brilliant.
I've just booked a B&B,
Yeah.
and it's only, well, it says 4 minutes by car, and I was just speaking to Sarah's husband earlier, and he said it literally, he said, you'll be all right, he said, go in there, because it's all downhill.
Right.
He said, and it'll only take you about 10 minutes. He said, going back up, it's uphill, and it might take you 20 minutes. He said, but if you've had a lot to drink, you're not going to worry about it.
Is it at the cricket club?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And the B&B is literally 4-minute drive away, but we can walk it, so which is really good.
I was going to say, well, you could have checked into the Mosby B&B, which will be up and running by that point.
Oh, have you got a spare room?
Got a spare room, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
why didn't I know that? We could have come and stayed.
My
with
rates
you
are very
then.
reasonable.
Well, your TV wife might be asking for that one then. That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Oh, wouldn't it?
Laura, do you know my TV wife, Debbie? Does she have a spare room?
Oh, no, that'd be too much.
Right, so now what we're going to do, we've done our side panels and we're going to stick these to the size of our box. Now always do this before you construct your box together, because then you can put the pressure on of rubbing it down to make sure that your adhesive is really stuck down, because this is the box that you're making now, but you want to send it in Christmas, so you don't want it to come away. So I always make sure that I really give my sides a good rub down, because once that glue is heat activated, it makes it super sticky and it won't come apart. So just pop in all those pieces in and popping them down. And there we go. So that's our other piece, just giving that a rub down, turn it round. Our next piece is, I like projects like this because I know everybody uses their own paper pads and their own colours, like Jenny has done. It's good to see them in different colourways. It's why I want to do the top piece in a white to show you the difference when you're using craft card and you're using white cardstock.
Yes.
And the most thing that I love about these guys, Ben, and please, please, please make sure you do it, is they all emboss and they all ink through. There's actually parts through the die, and it makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
So
I love the fact as well that I feel like you're the lady that's almost brought that back, the embossing and the inking through the dies as well. Like
I used to do it all the time. Yeah, it is. It feels old school, but we forget there's new crafters out there, and they just think they can just cut their dies, send them through. And do you know what I used to? Because they used to be like things like the machines that cut out images. There's machines on the market that do that. And my one thing to all those machines was that you can't emboss those. You can't get those added details. You can't add those inks through it. And then they seem to sort of stop doing those types of dies. So they become so intricate that every bit in them was just cutting out and not embossing through. But we've gone back to that embossing and stenciling through, and I love it. I love it so much because it is all those little details that I think someone really appreciates when they open that project up, or open a card up, or they receive a box. I mean, who wouldn't want a handmade box? I love what Jenny was saying earlier, because boxes have become super easy to make. You know, we don't want to take nothing away from ourselves, but actually every single person can make a box with our tools. Every person, and you can't get it wrong. You really can't. So,
and it's always the thing you want for, like, especially Christmas time, isn't it? You think you've got everything sorted, and you'll always need a box for something. And how often do you get the right size box for the thing you need?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And you can make them any size you want with a scoreboard, any size you want. And all you have to do is whatever you've got, put it onto your paper and just add those extra inches of how much depth you want around it, and literally you can make a box for anything. So we've stuck all that together, Ben, so this is going to go beautifully over the top. So if I just bend it all down, you'll see how that's going to fit. And already, I mean, how elegant and beautiful does that look?
Yeah, right.
So amazing. But we're going to go on to the die cutting next, so shall we stop there, or let's have a quick break, make sure everyone's caught up with attaching everything. Don't put your box together yet, because we want to now do the shaker piece that goes on the front. So it'll all be really good.
Loving this so much. You guys are loving this show as well. Eleanor just saying, I've gotten the whole collection of the gnomes. The paper's still available from 8 to 10. I wanted to get it from CC, or myself and my daughter had seen it, I believe it was last week. She really wanted it so that we can make the Z-fold card together. Valerie Puccini says, woohoo, day off. Hope you all have a great day. I'm really looking forward to this. Aisha says, Debbie, are you cheating on Joe? He would not be happy to see you and Ben so chummy. No, Debbie's not the TV wife. wife? Not that, because you're Joe's TV wife, aren't you?
I am, yes, I
Yes.
am. He says we're the Amond and Roof of TV.
The what?
The Amond and Roof of
Oh,
TV.
the Amond and Roof
Yes.
of, all right, yep, yes, so just don't start any rumours, whatever you do. No, those two, very happy. Me and Debbie, what am I like? Robinson, very, very happy. She messaged
We've all got to meet Laura yet.
No, they were Laura sent Debbie a message on Facebook the other day because Debbie sent me a text message going, it's our anniversary. I was like, what are you talking about? And it was the anniversary of our first ever show together. Yeah, on the other
that's
channel.
Really sweet.
Yeah, and she sent us a picture and I was like, Laura was like, who's that? I was like, oh, that's my other wife. So hard to explain. Anyway, let's give you some time here to either catch up or check out your baskets. It's a brilliant deal and hopefully you're seeing just how versatile this collection is. So if you've got stuff in your baskets, it's time to check out. If you need to catch up, it's time to catch up and we'll be back with you in just a couple of minutes. We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Valerie Pacini on YouTube says, Ben, can we all book a day/night to stay at your B&B? Does wifey know? Well, she doesn't. It's not actually a real B&B. There is a spare room. I mean, it depends how much you want to pay, I suppose. Depends on whether or not it will be a real thing or not. Myra says, glad that Debbie reminded us about embossing. I didn't realise that we can do it with so many dies. And Sarah Brown says, okay, Debbie and Ben and everyone at CCTV, I need to say goodnight. I'll be watching the show later. Have a great break, Debbie, and see you when you're back. Good night. That's lovely. Right, just to quickly recap on the dies that you're going to get within this deal. Very busy for this. Lots of you twigging on and realising just how great this particular collection is. You're going to get all 6 within this bundle. So these are your Christmas large word edgeables. They're so super versatile. Like you see, we're constructing boxes, of course, today. But then again, you know what? As a kind of like a creator card, really, you're passing these once through your machine, and look at the depth of detail that you get with these to create such beautiful Christmas cards this year, next year, and beyond. You've got your Happy Holidays. That one is included in the bundle. It's a CTV exclusive. You won't have seen it anywhere else. So that one is included within the 6 that you get, and it actually works out that you buy 5, you get the 6th one for free. There's some gorgeous designs in here, and again, you've got to marvel, I think, at the level of intricacy that you've got within these dies. That's the die itself, as I say, one pass through, cuts your card, and then if you want to cut that out and then apply that to things like acetate, like Craig did a little bit earlier on, you've got the ability to do that too. Season's greetings. Again, the style that we've done these in, the phrases that we've given you, I think cover off all sorts of different Christmas cards for, family members, for friends, whoever it might be. Then you've got Silent Night as well. I mean, look at that. How cool is that card there? So super simple to do. Again, get your paper pads out if you've got things like the gnomes. This paper here, of course, from the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, really super simple for you to be able to create some beautiful cards. That one there is Peace on Earth again. So if you want to go for a more of a religious message, I suppose, you've got that there with the 3 wise men. And then lastly is your warm winter wishes with those beautiful snowflakes. It's simplicity at the core, because the die is going to do all of that work for you. That's your exclusive one, as we said, and it works out the bundle itself that you're buying 5 and you get 1 for free. £51.96 or $59.80. The bundle's the best way to go for value for money. However, if you want to go for them as a multi-buy, they are available on a 2 for $23 or 2 for $26 deal. And as I said, if you are getting these today and the budget stretches, worth thinking about popping some of the paper pads in. We've got the gnomes and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas on the show if you want to pop those in. Right. We are almost an hour in, and we've done like the main sort of construction and started decorating the box, haven't we? Yeah,
definitely. So we're going to do the die cutting now and make that shake apart element, which is going to be super fun. What I love about these, Ben, is their intricacy on these dies. These are really pretty, fancy dies, and I think Christmas ticks all those boxes, doesn't it? Because Christmas can be really fancy, very ornate, and that's exactly what these dies do. So we're going to trim our A4 card. Now I'm using white card on the actual box. I did a craft piece of card, but you can use whatever colour you want to. All you need to do is to create the box is to trim this to 7 inches. 7 by 9 inches. So I'm going to place that to the 7 inches and turn it round to 9. And that gives us our card blank. And then what I'm also going to do, while I've got the guillotine out, let's just get all our cutting done. We're then going to trim our acetate. So you could use your, I don't think it'd be big enough actually. The acetate in the gnomes, is that 8 by 8, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it'd be quite big enough. You could, and I will show you how to do it in a minute, you could put these pieces in nearer, or you could just put your acetate actually up into this part, so you don't have to put it through to the bottom. So all our shaker elements go through here as well.
Fine.
But you could do it if you wanted to use a patterned acetate, because that is beautiful, the acetate that we've got in that collection. And we're going to trim this one 6 3/4. So 6 3/4, and then we're just going to turn that round and we're going to do it by 8 3/4. And that will just, so that's just a 1/4 of an inch in, smaller than what your actual cardstock is there. So you can see that will fit perfectly.
Brilliant.
Right, so let's pop that to the side and pop our acetate as well. In fact, what I'm going to do is pop our acetate in the box, and then I won't lose it, because I know I'll pop it to one side.
Yes, you'll be looking for it later on.
I'm honestly a nightmare with bits of paper and scrap. I'm trying to be really mindful at the moment of where I put things, because I just find the older I'm getting, the more ditzy I'm getting.
Oh, I totally feel you.
It's terrible, isn't it? And I'm
Yeah.
sure it is an age thing, because I definitely didn't used to be so ditzy. Right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to measure for our die to go in. Now you can do it by eye, which is fine, but what I am going to do is show you, if you do want to measure it, just put it up into one of your lines, so you butt up a corner on here, and as you put it in, what you need to do is just leave that 1/2 inch, so I can see this line. I'm going to bring in my ruler, which will be a lot easier then for everybody to see. I'm going to line that up along the bottom, and I want it to come just that 1 inch up. In fact, I'm going to turn this round so I can get my centimetres in as well. So I'm going to pop that into place, and then we need, I think it's just over. So onto the line, moving my card there, onto that line, and then you can butt that completely up to the line, and leaving the same amount of gap each side. So you can measure that if you wanted to, so you could have a look and see. So I know that's roughly just under the 1.5 centimetre, and that one is just under the 1.5 centimetre. So we've got that roughly right, and you're not going to notice it if it's slightly out, but if you are someone that likes to get your measurements into place, then make sure you put that there. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to tape this along the top, but I'm also going to put another piece in as well on the bottom, because I want to make sure that doesn't move at all, because we want that to be straight as it goes through the machine. In fact, I'm going to move that one over. Well, in fact, rather than move it, I'm just going to pop another piece onto that side to make sure that goes in. And then we can run that through our machine. Now, because we've done this for 7 3/4 inch across, it's slightly bigger, I believe. I will just double check. Yes, it's definitely bigger than the Gemini Junior, so you will need to use the Gemini big machine. So popping that through, and then we're just going to run that through the machine.
Obviously the box you're making today is probably, I don't know what you could probably get in there, like you said, like little handkerchiefs or...
It's quite a big space. You can put quite a few things in there.
Yeah.
If you reinforce the bottom of the box, you can put such things like little hand creams, sort of slimline bottles in there.
Yeah, because Eleanor was just asking whether or not you'd be able to make one sort of big enough for like shirts or like a t-shirt or something like that.
I think it depends the way you fold it.
Yeah.
And if you've got the Pro, you would definitely be able to do
Yes.
it, because then you could make your panel even bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And like you say, I suppose just like reinforcing it a little bit almost.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Absolutely, yes. So I'm going to take my tape off, because if you emboss with your tape on, all that will do is emboss the sticky, even though it's low tack, it will emboss it into your cardstock, and it'll be really hard to get off. So make sure, it's already quite sticky, make sure you take that away before you do any of your embossed detail.
Okay.
It's okay if you've got it onto the part where, see, this has already gone quite sticky. So, but it's good if it's taking me a little bit more time, it's probably taking you a bit more time.
Well, Susie T says, I've just started crafting along late, so I'm catching up. Although Susie T, having seen you craft before, no doubt you'll be with us in no time. Bit of speed crafting.
Absolutely. Now you can see that's cut out beautifully. Every part of that is cut out, but we are going to emboss it. So we're going to bring in our board straight away. If you've got a different machine, just see your user manual and see which ones you put down. We're now going to turn that, so where the die was the other way around, you should be able to see your die cuts, and then we're going to go in with our embossing mat. And I've got this awful feeling that I don't have an embossing mat. I must have one for the Junior, surely. Yeah, we got one for the Junior, but there's just not one here at this second. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to pop mine. It's just going to make, we'll pop it that way, because then it won't make no difference making a little dent, because the middle section will be cut out. I'm going to take away my magnetic shim, and then we're going to pop those down and run that through. And that's going to emboss all that extra detail into your dies as well. You'll see what I mean, every single one of them. Some of them there's like a snowflake, other things you've got bits on each individual. So it makes just that really pretty difference to be able to emboss your dies. And then it also means that you can use your ink pad, which is where we're going to bring in our red ink pad to go through the centre. Now, so you can see where you're inking through. Most of these ones you can see, like, so where all this is. So actually, we don't need to change any. I'm going to bring in, so I'm using the Bordeaux. We're going to bring this one in, and I'm just going to add the detail. Now, if you do have the little ink daubers, that would probably be easier, because you can really get into that small detail. But all of here is going to be cut away, so you don't have to worry about going over the edges. So I'm using this darker ink pad because of the colours that we've used. So I'm bringing these in, because I've used sort of a darker red. This is going to blend in beautifully. Yeah. So we're just going to go over all that where the white is. So I know down here where you've got the white bells, you've got a little bauble, and then all onto here. So just being careful around those edges. And then just that one there. Making sure we've got all of those covered, and then all I've got is this bow on this side. So just go over, you can actually see where all those darker edges are. And just put, like I say, you just go with the colours that you've done. While that's on there, I'm going to grab myself a piece of kitchen towel and just wipe that over the top.
Needed some kitchen towel earlier, didn't we? Bit of spillage.
Oh, for the spillage, yes. I know. If anyone see my Facebook page, I was sitting there just minding my own business in the green room. Craig comes in, he jumps on the bed. We have a day bed, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what's happened to the camera there. We have. I can't see anything. There's something weird going on my camera.
Oh, what you got on your screen? My screen's all right.
Oh, come and have a look.
Oh, have a look.
Yeah, come and have a look. It's literally someone's doing something.
Oh, look at your screen.
I know.
What's going on
I've got about 50 cameras.
You got. Oh yeah. It says like camera 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, now it's got all. I think it's got your screen
Smart
up, Charlotte.
Video hub.
Of course, Charlotte looks at a lot of screens, doesn't she? Wow. That's really weird, isn't it?
That's very weird. I looked up, I was like, where have I gone? Where have I gone? So you can hear me, and I'm sure you can see me as well. But we're going to bring in our pokey tool, and we're going to pop out all the...
It's all going on here. There you go.
Hey, we're back.
We saw Charlotte's emails then for a second.
So we're just going to get out all the little pieces in here. Just making sure they're all popped out. So our little balls in here. Yes, so I was minding my own business. Craig Conley said, oh, Debbie, let's have a selfie. So it's what we do. You know, we have a lot of fun.
We do. And what did he do then?
Well, then Ben come in and we was chatting. And then I don't actually know what Craig did.
Yep.
But suddenly the water bottle went up in the air and smashed down on the floor. Water went literally everywhere. They've both run off in different directions. Ben's come back with a mop. Craig's come back with the kitchen towel, and they're literally mopping up all this water on the floor, and it's on a carpet. And Ben was using a mop, a soapy mop, to wash the carpet of water.
No, this is the bottle, by the way. So it's a big bottle. It was a lot of water that got spilled. But my take on it was that because mops absorb the water quite quickly, I thought it would do it quicker than a paper towel. You see, but rather than helping us, you know, mop up, she was like, oh, this would be a good Facebook Live. And so there we were, like, you know, mopping away. So Debbie went live whilst we were mopping up the spillage.
Yeah, so I thought it would be nice to see them mopping it up. So, but what I didn't get about the mop is I thought it was good if you had a dry mop, but you was putting it back in the water and then mopping it. And that didn't make any sense because you're not then taking the water out of the carpet.
Oh, that's a good point. Well made, actually. That's a good point. It's almost as if it wasn't just water inside that water bottle.
Oh.
What was in it? Whiskey. No, there was a little bit of. It doesn't matter anyway. It's fine. It's dark carpet, so you hardly even notice it now. You hardly even notice it.
Yeah, you can't notice
Hardly even notice it.
Oh, I thought it was just water. There you go. The things we get up to in there.
Get up to.
Have a little look round to the green room.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
And,
exactly.
All the spillages in there.
They always say if you're going to do a Facebook Live, make sure you've got a good bit of content to keep everyone entertained. And I think certainly everyone was very entertained. No, it kept you entertained.
Right, so when you've done your first piece, we're going to turn it round and we're then going to line up our other one as well. So again, now this time what we're going to do, as much as we're going to line up the bottom, so again, put that onto a corner of your mat, line that up so we know we're only going into half an inch. And then we're going to bring that down so we know where that goes. But then we're going to move that to the side. So because what we have on here, let me just pop that to the side, and I'm just going to bring in my pen to show you. We actually want this piece where it's embossed to go down to that edge. So I'm just going to make sure that we've got that exactly into the place. And I don't think I could have got that much better. So that down. Yeah, absolutely perfect. So I didn't need to do anything to that. But all you want to do is make sure where this bottom piece is embossed into, they line up with these two pieces here. Okay. So then we're going to tape that down again. So just bring in your tape.
And just to reiterate as well, what's the smallest machine that these will go through?
So this panel, at the size that we've done it, will only go through a Gemini.
Right.
Because we're doing two.
Yeah.
We have got time to do another demo where I do have another box, and I'm just going to show how you do a single box and you can put it directly through your Gemini Junior.
Right, so that's where Eleanor's getting confused. So so they will go through the Gemini Junior, but this specific one just in the
because of the sizes. Yeah. You could. Oh no, you couldn't do it. I was thinking you could do it with your Junior plates and put them through your big Gemini, but you still have to use your big Gemini. So we're putting our platform back in. So I'm putting my magnetic mat in. We've got our cutting platform. We've got that down there. I've held that in place again. We've got our clear and or our plastic shim, our magnetic and our top cutting plate, and then we will run that through again. So what I love about this, it doesn't matter where you place the die on your platforms, which way round they go, long ways, across, you'll get that perfect cut every single time. So just waiting for that one to come out.
Lynn says, I saw Debbie's Facebook Live, it was so funny. Definitely worth 5 minutes of your time. And congratulations to Beth Frelick, who says, I've just got absolutely fabulous news. I'm going to be a grandmother for the first time. My granddaughter will be here hopefully February 2022.
Oh, I love that so
Maybe,
much.
Beth, you can use this collection to make a little box to put some little baby bits and pieces in, maybe.
Yeah.
A little booties or something like that, or a little baby grow. That'd be super cute.
Oh, I remember the first time I was told I was going to be a nan. I literally bawled my eyes out.
Did you?
Yeah. Bawled my eyes out. And it was funny because I kept asking, I'm terrible because I really wanted to be a nan, and I was asking my daughter when it was going to happen.
That is brilliant.
I know. Hurry up. I know. My husband kept saying, like, you can't keep saying that. I said, she's not going to have a baby just because I want her to. It's just that if I keep saying it, eventually it'll happen. So we're going to just emboss these. So let's pop that into place.
Was it as exciting as like having your own?
More.
Really?
Oh, more. Absolutely more exciting. Yeah. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I remember someone saying to me, you love them more than your own. And actually, I don't think that's true. I don't think you love them more. You love them in a different way.
Yeah.
There's nothing more wonderful than your daughter or your son telling you they're having a baby, honestly. And I was very lucky. My third grandchild, I was actually at the birth. And I'll never forget it. That was just the highlight of my life. Literally,
wow.
Absolutely the highlight of my life. And I'm really, really close with my eldest granddaughter, Ruby, really close.
Yeah.
And I was worried that I wouldn't have that same bond with her little sister, or Ruby would get really jealous and I wouldn't be able to split my time. But it's so funny because I'm still really close to Ruby, but that's just made Ava want more cuddles as well. So as soon as Ruby runs to me, she runs to me, and she's only 2, and it's just amazing.
It's weird, isn't it? I can't imagine.
Amazing.
I think about how much I love my kids. I just can't imagine what it.
But if you think of all that love you have for your kids, and then they've gone on to have another child, which they wouldn't have done without you having them in the first place. I just think it's such a miracle. It's amazing. And also, selfishly, I love the fact that I don't have any of the responsibility.
You can just have all
I
the
have
cuddles
all the fun and none of the responsibility. I always say that. I have all the fun and none of the responsibility. And Ruby's so good, though, because she'll say things like I picked her up from school once before, and I'll say to her, do you want to go McDonald's, Ruby? And any other places out there. And she'll go, oh, Nanny, I'm not allowed. Mummy said I'm not allowed takeaways this week.
Yeah.
And I go, that's okay. Nanny says it's okay, so we can still go.
Yeah. I think when I look at me wishing my kid's life away, but I think if I'm ever a granddad, I think that's what I'll be like. That's what I'll be like. Doing all the things that they're not supposed to do.
Yep, absolutely.
Brilliant.
And you just then make it so much fun that they never want to go home, but they have to go home.
Yeah.
Right, so again, cleaning it up. I'm cleaning as I go along because we don't want to make too much mess. But you can see now we've got all these pieces, so let's just pop all those out. So you would be popping all your bits out, and then the last thing we've got to do with this piece is to cut out that middle section.
Okay. You might be able to help Karen here as well, just whilst you're doing it. She says, does anyone remember which show Debbie demonstrated the embossing stencil for Over the Rooftops?
Embossing stencil.
I spent over 2 hours looking for it last night. I found Jan's, but not Debbie's.
Oh. Yeah, I would just be guessing. Well, I wouldn't even be able to take a guess. Yeah.
Can you search by name on YouTube, like name of show once you've like
and mine wasn't the launch, so it's not like you can. So I just done them in a show.
Yeah.
So,
but if you search on YouTube or even on our website, can you not search for a presenter? I'm sure you can.
I don't know.
I'm sure you can on
I think the best thing to do,
YouTube or our website. One of the two you can.
You would only be able to do that if you were listed in the listings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously then your name would come up. But what I would suggest is go into the launch of them and then going through the shows.
Yeah.
But that would be quite impossible to do. That's why we always tell you to try and bookmark what you like. Or I know there is someone out there that has a diary of them all. So
oh, Pam.
Yes. Yes.
Pam, if you're watching, let us know. Or Karen, you can ask Pam. The product was the Over the Roof, demonstrated the embossing stencil for Over the Rooftops. There's been a few of those similar.
Yeah, because Sarah's done some.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great ones, really good ones.
Yeah.
So I'm just grabbing my craft knife because what we're going to do now is we're going to snip out these sections here. So we're going to go in. Now, first of all, where our line ends, now where the die cut ends, and I'm going to bring this in so you can see it a bit better, but you'll know exactly what I mean. The die cut, if I bend this forward, all of this is cut out on the top, and then the die cut ends here. What we want to do, we want to cut across to where your die is embossed on this line here. Okay, so we're going to just pop that line. Now they're already lined up for you. We're going to just pop that across, and I'm going to come up to here so I know roughly where that is cut to. So just across that little section, and just want to join that to make sure that that is cut in. Yep, so that's apart. And then we're just going to hold that together and cut that. It works out, I think, about just under 2 little cubes across with your ruler. If you're using a crafter's companion ruler.
Everyone's laughing at me now because they're all. A few people said they've watched your Facebook Live, and Lynette says, "I've just watched Debbie's live and was in stitches with Ben using the mop on the carpet."
I know.
There was method behind my madness though, because it's one of the only things that I could find quickly. As I say, never mind. I don't have to explain myself.
It was really funny.
It worked though. It did sort of work. I hope.
Just made the carpet wet. Wetter.
It was funny because I was making it wet. And Craig was dabbing it with tissue.
Well, Craig did the right thing. Yeah, he went and got kitchen towel. You come in with a mop. I was like, oh, I've got to do a Facebook Live. And then what we're going to do is go across. Now, again, this is quite easy when you've got your ruler, because I'm going to just use my ruler as a mark to make sure I've got that straight on the edges, and then we can just cut up from there. So just up the top and there. I like to do it gentle and then just, oh, that's moved, doesn't it? I'm not even going to use my ruler. I'm going to use my eye just to see, and then cut that away.
Just to say as well, lots of chat about your you saying how much you love grandchildren. Patricia just saying, Debbie says it about grandchildren. Says it's right about grandchildren. I think you love them even more than your own kids. Yes, Debbie, says Michelle, it's for you. You can give them back, lol.
Yeah, it's the best thing.
Patty's saying being a grandma is the best job ever. And Deborah just says, Debbie, you're right. There's nothing better than being a grandma.
Oh,
I have 3 grandsons and a granddaughter. It's such a blessing.
Oh, such a blessing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, super cute.
Oh, I love having we're going to Pleasurewood Hills on not that anyone up north heard of Pleasurewood Hills.
I don't think anyone anywhere has heard of Pleasurewood Hills.
Of course they have. Well, in Norfolk they would have done. Yeah, Norfolk.
I think Alton Towers everyone's heard of, or Blackpool Pleasure Beach, but what's it called? Pleasureland?
Pleasurewood Hills.
Pleasurewood Hills.
Yeah.
Next thing we tell me, there's going to be like a mascot there called Woody the Bear.
Yeah, Woody the Bear. It's a theme park. Yeah, and
Not
it's
a big
brilliant.
one though, is it?
Not massive, no, it's not massive, but it's a really nice one. It's got just nice places to walk around, lots of different rides. It's got nice big picnic areas.
Yeah.
They do this brilliant acrobatics.
Yeah.
And the pole is in a big swimming pool, and they literally go up to the top and they light fires and dive down and spin.
They do what? Jump into a what?
In like a massive swimming pool at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
And they dive into it.
And they dive in, right from one of those top posts and they do all sorts of things. It's so good.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you haven't been there, try Pleasurewood Hills because it's a really
Debbie,
nice place to go.
You're on commission or something. Debbie's
Oh
open,
yeah, I know. I should be doing that
Debbie's
advertising.
open for free
should we?
tickets.
Yeah, no, not at all. But my point is that we're going with the grandchildren, so that's going to be our first port of call, and then after that day, I'm taking my daughters to a spa the next day. So we're literally going to have the fun day with the grandkids, and then we're just going to go and relax by the pool and in the spa.
Wonder which one you're looking forward to the most.
Yeah, definitely me. Oh, which one?
Yeah.
Definitely with the grandkids.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah,
That just goes to
definitely. I
show how
love
much
doing
you
the
love
fun stuff. Right, so by now you should have this. So you've got to this section, and you can see, I mean, look how beautifully sculpted all of these are. They look incredible. And that extra detail where going through the die just looks amazing. So we're going to stop there, let everyone catch up with creating their little aperture. Then we're going to do our shaker card element and put our box together.
Lots of lovely messages coming in. Fred171 on YouTube says, smart move with the cleaning, Ben. No one will ask you to help clean up in the future. Rose M. Baker says, what a beautiful and fun project. Hi, Rose. Yes, you won on my Facebook Live the other day, didn't you? The cards will be out to you very, very soon. And Deborah Spencer says, we are expecting our first grand this month. The 28th. I am so excited. Jenny, who's crafting along with us, Johnny was telling me that Jenny was nodding away whilst we were having the chat about grandchildren with Debbie. Kids and grandchildren. Where do you stand on that one, Jenny?
Oh, do we have like all day for me to talk about it?
Wow, as long as you want, really.
Well, I have 5 grandsons and 1 granddaughter, and I just absolutely adore them.
Wow. Do you get to see them quite often?
Oh yes, they all live within like 10 minutes of me right now.
How lovely is that?
So is that the thing then, as a grandparent, both of you? So you don't mind doing because I would imagine there comes a point, I suppose, if you live that close to your children, that they're just like palming their grandchildren off on you the whole time.
No, they never do that.
No?
No, never do that. Although I don't live close enough now, which is a shame. I'm like, well, only about an hour down the road, so it's not too bad. But my grandson, he lives in Mexico, so so I just have a Skype relationship with little Charlie, which is quite sad. But I love him, and because he's Mexican, he says, "Hola, nanny."
Oh, cute.
Oh, I just love him to bits. Yeah, but it's so amazing. And is your granddaughter Jenny, was she the last one born?
No, she's the 5th one out of the 6.
Right.
But really she's 6 years old.
She must be
she's 6 years old, so she loves to do things with me, and we get to have our special days because she's the only girl, and
I do exactly the same with our Ruby. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I just love it. I think what I'll do is a Facebook Live because Ruby will love it, and I'll get her to speak on my Facebook Live. So when I get her this weekend, so everyone can see my 2 little ones.
Yeah, that'd be fab. I had my daughter Daisy on my last Facebook Live.
Yes, I see it. Yeah, she's so lovely.
She's cute. She absolutely loved it. Jenny, how are you getting on with the craft along? How are you doing?
I went with the Merry Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, pretty.
I colored a little bit. I did some sparkle pen on the Merry. I don't know if it shows up, but
yeah, absolutely. There we go. We're getting close. There we go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Looking brilliant. And I can see you've already made some cards behind you as well. Looks like we can have a quick look at those before we move on.
Yep, I have.
Wow.
Oh, that's
just did
pretty. That's one of my favourite styles, that one. Just cutting across the front of a card, and it's so effective. And paper piecing,
Yeah.
that's gorgeous. Love that.
Thank you. And then I did a box, actually.
Well, you have been busy.
And I love the gnome
that's
paper
so
because the
nice.
colors are just, that's my colors. I love the pinks
Yeah.
and the purples and the blues. And
Yes, beautiful.
So,
They work absolutely
so I
perfect.
did a little box there. And then the last one I did was, I don't even know what you call this style.
It's an easel
But-
card.
Okay, so it's an easel card, but it's
Elongated.
a different kind
yeah,
of a
it's
one.
a different.
but
It's an alternative easel. Yeah.
That's fab.
can't
that is
really
beautiful.
see the.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
love
can.
that. So nice. You're going to more or less have your Christmas cards all sorted, aren't you, Jenny?
I know. Absolutely. I've got so many things made already. It's great.
Producer Johnny was just saying, how on earth do you have time to make all those cards when you've got so many grandchildren to look after?
Well, I send them the link to when I'm on, and they get to watch me, so they know I'm occupied. But as soon as the show is over, that's when I start getting the messages and the phone calls. So I love it.
that's
What are all their
lovely.
names very quickly? You have to tell us their names.
Okay, they're going to be so excited
Yeah.
because they said you never say our names.
Right,
okay,
we're gonna do it now.
Langston.
Langston.
Okay, Langston's the oldest.
Langston,
Then
wow.
Seth.
Oh,
then
hi,
Colin,
Langston. Hi, Seth. Hi,
Then
Holly.
Truman.
Hi,
Actually,
Truman.
Truman before Colin in
Hi,
age.
Colin.
And then Laura.
Hi, Laura.
And Sully.
Hi, Sully. Oh, Sully, I love that. My
Yeah.
granddaughter would
Oh,
love
did it
that because
freeze
she
up?
loves Sully off of Monsters, Inc.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, there you go, Jenny. You
Yeah,
are going to
his
be...
name is Sullivan, but we
Yes.
call him Sully.
Yeah.
You're going to be even more of a hero, nanny grandma now, having name-checked all of the grandchildren. So that is just amazing. Right, we've got about 35 minutes to go. So let us get finished. I feel like we're into the home straight of the craft along
Yeah,
now.
we're now getting the exciting bit where we're going to construct and put the shaker card element together. So I've picked up my acetate from earlier. I've put it onto here so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm grabbing my red liner tape. So I'm just putting my red liner tape to the end of the box. Now you don't want a thick red liner tape because you want this to go behind here. So you don't want to sort of see it at the sides or to have any sort of anything sticky on there. So I'm just turning that round, can't pick it up, there we go. And I've just put it onto that dark piece of card so I can see exactly where the edge is. And then just applying our red liner tape. You could use your tape pen, but because it's a bit wider, you might get some tape where you don't want it. So we're just going to rotate and use the red liner. If you have tacky glue, you can use that as well. So you haven't got to worry about having red liner tape. But with tacky glue, you just leave it for about a minute just to go a little bit more tacky before you adhere it to the back of your project.
By the way, you've got to do that Facebook Live now. There's lots of excitement about meeting Ruby.
Oh, I'll do it. She will love it, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought before I must do it because she would absolutely love it.
Do you know what Daisy loved the most? Because Deborah just said, I'll be excited to meet Ruby. I got to see Daisy last week. She's adorable. Thank you, Deborah. It was so cute how she continued to lean on Ben. Yeah, she absolutely loved it. And she was just so amazed to learn where all you guys were watching from. I don't think she could comprehend, like, what, you know, when I sort of say, we do these shows and whatnot, I don't think she could kind of comprehend that, we've got so many people watching in America,
Yeah,
and then you guys were
exactly.
telling
And
us
Australia.
and Australia.
Yeah.
I think we had someone in from the Netherlands watching it, so it was so brilliant. So yeah, your Ruby's going to absolutely love that so much.
Yeah, she will. That'd be great. Yeah, no, I would definitely do that. Right, so what I'm doing here is where your sticky tape is, we're going to put this onto the back. So what this is going to do is secure the front without having anything come out. So, and then I'm just going to get the back of my scissors here and just rub that glue in. Because you're, in fact, I'm not going to do that on my make because I don't want to put dents on the top of my box, but I'm just making sure, and this is the one thing I always employ people to do, is to make sure that they really rub and burnish in the glue, whatever glue that they've used, because it will stop any elements of your shaker element coming out. So whether you're using glitter, because it's quite a common thing here where we do have parts of shaker cards coming out. And I just see a bit in there that hadn't popped out, and do you think I'll be able to see it now? Oh, perhaps it's already, oh, there it is, it's already popped out. Now, once you've got that bit, you can see, so then we've got our piece for the shaker element. We now need to use our shaker foam. So I'm going to just grab my foam on a roll.
Foam on a roll, come on Johnny. Foam on a roll. Foam on a roll, come on Brent. Foam on a roll.
Foam on a roll, hey!
Brent,
Oh,
Brent was out there dancing in the corridor. Yep.
There we go.
Thank you for saying that. Craig doesn't say it anymore because he doesn't like me singing it on his show.
Doesn't? Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's good fun. Good fun. So I'm just popping our tape all around the edges. Now I'm doing it because I want to make sure this is flat on my top of my box. But what you might not want to have all your shaker elements coming up here. So what you could do is just, well, it'd be a bit hard because you'd see through these ones, but you could take it down a little bit more and put another piece in, and that will stop your shaker foam going right to the edges. So popping that on. Yeah, Joe's the same. Last time I said it, Joe just stood there and he wouldn't sing it.
What? How can he get it wrong? Johnny says he gets it wrong.
He keeps saying we're singing. Well, no, I think he gets it right. He says we change our minds of how many times we sing it.
No, it's always.
Yeah, it's always
foam on a
been
roll.
foam on a roll. Foam on a roll.
Foam on a roll. Foam on a roll. Hey! Yeah.
I know.
I mean, yeah, it's 5, exactly. Producer Johnny says, yes, 5 feminine rolls and then a hey. I mean, it's not difficult, is it? It's not exactly land of hope and glory. I mean, it's quite easy to remember, I'd have thought. But there we go. Next time he's in, please, can you make sure you get him to do it?
Yeah, he wouldn't sing it. Right, so now we've done that, I'm going to use my sequins. So I've just got some sequins that I added to a bag, along with I had some little little stars and moons and things. So I've just added those in, and then we're going to pop those into the centre. So there we go, pop all those out. Oh, what I normally do, and I haven't done it, but I'm sure it'll be fine, I normally take my tape off, because it's harder now to try and control these pieces that you don't want to lose in your centre when you take the pieces off, but I just have to be very careful.
Okay.
Oh, that was a good one. And some more.
Lots of love for Jenny coming in, which we'll tell her about when we speak to her in just a second. And Samantha Cheney has just said, hey Ben, do you want to name my 23 great-grands? Well, if you send them through, Samantha, if I get time, I'll do it. Go on, send them in.
23. Oh my Lord, 23. How many children do you have, let alone grandchildren?
Send them all in, Samantha. We'll do it at the end of the show.
Do you know what I've done, Ben?
What have you done?
Well, I can't.
You stuck it the wrong way round, haven't you?
No.
What?
But I can't turn that upside down.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I needed to put my sequins on there. Now I've took my tape off. Right. We're just going to, you know what? Right, you know what?
I'll go and get the mop for you if you want.
Mop on standby.
Johnny.
I'm going to use my bags to go over here. And then...
Vacuum cleaner maybe? Could we vacuum them up and then...
And then we can just turn it over.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. I can deal with that. Yeah, because it doesn't matter there on there, but I can then take that away.
You're too busy singing foam on a roll. That was the problem.
There we go. It's me not concentrating.
No, it's fine.
And everyone's probably shouting at me, saying, Debbie, don't do it that way. I'm not the teacher, you know.
It's day 75. You can forgive her. You can forgive her for making a few little boo-boos.
Right, doesn't that look pretty? Right, so just going to make sure all of these now are in the centre. That wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. I hope not too bad for you at home, people that aren't following me exactly. I hope Jenny's doing. Is Jenny okay? Does she realise?
Jenny looks fine, says Johnny.
Jenny's a pro.
Yeah.
She
was shouting at the screen, probably. Going, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. What does she know on there? There we go. At least I found out before I went to do it and then think, right. So we're going to turn that over, and then I can position exactly where that's going to go. There we go. Right round that edge. How beautiful is this? I love it. And then I'm just going to pop that down. And again, I'm going to bring in my scoring tool and I'm just going to rub that gently all the way round. Pop that into place.
This is really, really coming to life. I love it. I
And
think one of my favourite craft alongs so far.
Oh,
I really love it.
Ben. So, and that gives us all our shaker element. I mean, that is so gorgeous. And then what we're going to do is turn it over. I'm going to burnish these corners back in because these are the ones we're going to glue together. There we go. I don't know where that half an hour has just gone. I was thinking I had like nearly an hour still.
Well, yeah, when weren't we chatting? When we had the break just before 4 o'clock, it was almost like, oh, we're into the home straight here. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
But the good thing is, I think we've finished enough time to be able to get another demo in at least.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be able to see a different take on the dies as well, which is always good. So anybody that hasn't got the dies and we're thinking that they want to do something else with them, we will show another demo.
Samantha's just messaged saying, Ben, I've got 2 sons, 6 grandkids, 23 great-grands. Yeah, that's what, 23 great-grands, yeah.
Wow.
2 sons, 6 grandkids. Send them in, Samantha. As I said, if you want us to say hello to the great-grands, that's fine. If you want to message them in, I'll do it. We'll have time. We finished early.
I mean, I still have time to have more grandchildren because my youngest, she's still very young.
Yeah.
So when, hopefully she'll settle down and get married and
What do you like?
give me some more.
What are you like?
Right, so let's pop those on.
That is expensive Christmas time, isn't it?
So, and there we go, we're pretty much finished. So I'm going to bring in both boxes so you can see. If I bring those in, so we've got our elements there. So both totally different looking. This one is definitely more grungy, more like your sort of iconic Nutcracker sort of style.
Yeah.
And then you've got that white one, which is just spectacular. It literally looks, you could use your snow on there, your glitters, anything you want, but it just gives you a really different gift box to be able to use. And there we go.
That is brilliant, isn't it? I mean, absolutely stunning. If you have crafted along with us over the course of the last hour and a half, please, please, please make sure you send in your pictures as well. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Diana just saying, what a gorgeous box. Teresa D'Amico on Facebook, so pretty, Debbie. And Eleanor says, perfect, Debbie. Mary Pat 1000 says, good morning again, everyone from sunny Montana. I was wide awake early for wake up call and I fell back to sleep until now. Wow, I have a lot of catching up to do. So beautiful, Debbie. Great thing is, of course, if you happen to have nodded off over the last couple of hours, you can watch this show back in full. Best thing to do is subscribe to us on YouTube and then you can go back. Remember to bookmark your favourite shows as well. Add them to your own playlist so that you know where they are. If you see a particular thing that you like, a particular demo, particular craft along, you'll know exactly which show it's in. But this collection, I think a lot of you have been jumping in, certainly over the last half hour or so, and taking advantage of it, because not only do you have this at an amazing price, but you've now got that free 2-hour craft along to be able to recreate the box that Debbie has just made. But I think it also shows you the versatility of this collection, because you're seeing like some of the cards that you can make here with that really cute, cool edgeable effect. But then again, like we've just seen here, great for making your gift boxes as well. And it's so simple, as we've said. What I love about this collection particularly, again, is that we've got a whole different array of designs for different kind of Christmas cards and Christmas themes. So 6 in total within this collection. This one here is your Merry Christmas. Don't forget as well, with this collection, you're only actually paying for 5 of these. You get the 6th one for free, and the 6th one is that CTV exclusive as well. There's your season's greetings. This one here is that gorgeous Silent Night, which we've got on this little stepper card here. And again, look how cool that is, how effective that is. Again, just using your mirror card, choosing some of your favourite papers to use with that as well. Obviously, we've got the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas on the background there, and all of a sudden you've got an absolutely beautiful Christmas card. Just by the way, if you do want the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, we've got the 6x6 pad on the show for you as well. That one there is your Peace on Earth, also included in this collection. Warmest Winter Wishes. I think maybe one of my faves, this one. I really, really like that. And if you watched Wake Up Call a little bit earlier on, you'll have seen Craig's make, which was actually the demo of the show, which we can recap on and show you a little bit later. And then you've got your Happy Holidays, which is our exclusive CTV die. If you love this collection, if you haven't yet got any of these dies, the best way to go is to go for the bundle that we've got on screen right here. So $64.95 or $74.75. Platinum price $51.96 or $59.80. However, if you do want to break it down and get individuals, you can, and we've got a multi-buy for you too, which is 2 for £23 or 2 for $26. What a brilliant, brilliant show. And I love the fact, actually, that we finished a little bit early on the craft along, so it will give you a chance to send in pictures of your makes, gives us a chance to get another demo as well, and it does give us a chance to check in one more time with Jenny and see how she's got on. How have you enjoyed this craft along as far as some of the other craft alongs that you've done? Has it been one of your faves?
Oh, it actually has been. I mean, this is the only one that I finished early, or that, you know, the show has finished early. And I absolutely love my project.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
Brilliant.
Look at the colours on that.
What do you think, Debbie?
Jenny, that looks amazing. Yeah, it just shows you in a different colourway. How different does that box look? I love. Is it creams you've used? It looks beautiful.
No, it's actually like a green.
Wow, it's amazing. I love it. It does look awesome. Yeah, Johnny, our producer, just said that is awesome. And
What
so
are you going to be
right.
popping in that box then, Jenny?
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe some homemade cookies. It's big enough for that.
Oh, yes.
Or some Maltesers like we were talking about earlier. Do you have Maltesers in the US, by the way?
I'm not sure what that is.
They're the little
Honeycombs.
chocolate balls with like honeycomb in the middle. It is honeycomb.
Oh,
isn't
okay.
it?
Yeah, it's honeycomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have, I mean, I know that we have honeycomb, but they're in like a little rectangle. I don't know. Maybe we have it in the ball form, but I've never seen it.
Or whichever way, if you have Maltesers, you'll get lots of Maltesers in that box. But I like your idea of cookies in there as well. So that's a lovely idea. Jenny, it's always lovely to chat to you. There's been so many lovely comments coming in, by the way. I know you'll go back and have a look at these. But whatever the comment, I've lost them now. There's so many of them. Samantha just saying, very pretty cards, Jenny. Wow. Rhonda says, nice cards, Jenny. Manny Doodlehand says, you're so talented, Jenny. So lots of love coming for you in on the socials. And Johnny just tells me, what are they called in the US? Whoppers. Do you know Whoppers?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, similar to Whoppers, apparently.
Oh, there you go.
So there
are they
we are.
balls, Jenny?
There we go. That would hold a lot of whoppers.
Jenny, thank you so much. It's been lovely. And again, I know I always ask this question, but I think it's great to hear it from you guys. For people perhaps who are watching, thinking about joining us on CTV, what would you say about your craft along experience and why should people join in?
Oh, you definitely need to join in if you get the opportunity. Just don't be afraid to do it. It's so much fun. It's not stressful. It's just an enjoyable time.
Oh, lovely. Well, as I say, it's been lovely to have you with us. What a lovely make that you did there as well. And no doubt we'll see you again very soon here on Crafters TV.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jenny.
Bye.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye. Hey, wasn't that fabulous?
Yeah, it looks amazing. Just shows different colours. So literally try all your different colours, different papers, different pearlized papers. But it's just a fun way to do a slightly different box with having two of the die cuts. You might even be able to use two different sentiments. So you could have a Merry Christmas and Season's Greetings. So yeah, really nice.
Oh, love this so much. Now listen, we are going to give you a bit of time here to check out your baskets, and also if you have already done the craft along, you've just finished, we'll give you time to send in your pictures as well. But something which you might be interested in, which we've got a great price on today, is the Ultimate Pro. Why did I say like that? The Ultimate Pro. It's £28.79, $50.36, and this basically is an absolute craft room must-have. So rather than me tell you about it, well, I actually am going to tell you about it because it's my voice on this particular video. Let's give you 2 or 3 minutes here to have a listen to this, and also, as I say, get those baskets checked out as well. Here's a video about the Ultimate Craft Room. The The Ultimate Crafter's Companion is an all-in-one compact carry case which is going to allow you to score, measure, trim, emboss and embellish. The case incorporates 10 vital paper crafting tools all rolled into one lightweight and portable product. If you're crafting at home, this makes a great workstation. Or the carry case design allows you to easily pack up everything you need for crafting on the move. With the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make hundreds of different cards in all shapes and sizes. Working with standard card and paper size, you can fold anything, from basic bifold, trifolds and gatefold cards, right up to pop-out, jump-up cards, or even more complex keepsake books. Simply rest your cardstock against the carefully calculated grid lines, read off the desired size, and use one of the specially designed scoring tools to create an accurate and very professional crease. Every card needs an envelope, and with the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make envelopes in any shape and size to match all your handmade cards. Package your delicate craft projects in colour-coordinated matching envelopes and add a professional finishing touch. No longer will you be restricted to making cards to correspond with ready-made envelope sizes. With hundreds of possible size combinations, your imagination is the limit. And for those really special dimensional cards, you can create 3D box envelopes to not only house, but to protect your handmade card creations. Create your own boxes in any shape and size, from a matchbox right up to a shoebox. All of the calculating and measuring has been taken care of for you, so you can simply follow the guide and create custom-sized boxes which fit together perfectly. Triangular, hexagonal, diamond-shaped boxes are all possible, as well as your regular boxes. You can also create specialised exploding boxes or expanding boxes too. You can even make your own favour boxes for those special occasions. Any craft tool box should include a paper trimmer, and when you're crafting on the go with the Ultimate Paper Crafting Tool, you'll need a paper trimmer at your fingertips. The integrated trimmer stores inside the tool and clips into place for easy access. The ergonomically designed cutting mouse holds a standard size blade, which is very easy to replace. Create delicate embellishment for your paper crafting projects with the integrated bow maker. A simple 6-step process will allow you to create perfect bows in an instant. For paper embellishment, you can use the decorative embossing shapes which are featured throughout the board. Emboss onto special papers, vellums or even acetate to create your own intricate toppers. Everything you need comes included with the tool and stores inside for easy access. Each unit includes a full colour instruction book, cutting mouse and ruler, the bow making pegs and 2 specially designed scoring and embossing tools. Whether you're crafting on the move or using this as a complete workstation at home, the Ultimate Crafter's Companion provides you with all the tools you need at your fingertips. Brilliant voiceover there on that video. Thank you. That was the one, if you remember, when I first started, and Sarah's voice used to be on that video, and I took the mickey out of her because she'd put like this really weird posh voice on. So I took the mickey out of her, and then she made me re-voice it in my own time as a punishment. No, she certainly got me back there. Yes, never say stuff like that here because you just land yourself in it. If you want to get the Ultimate Pro, it's $28.79 or $50.36. Right, listen, thank you so much for your lovely comments coming in. There's been a lot of love for our Jenny, who was a guest, of course, Jenny Barger. Lots of love for Debbie as well, on what I think has been a lot of people's favourite craft along, actually. So, seeing as we finished a little bit early, you're going to try and squeeze in one more quick demo, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Just showing a different concept, so we probably won't get the full demo finished, but I do have a finished card, and we will just put our box into demo of the show for this one. But what I love about these, Ben, is even though they're an edgeable, they're a really large edgeable, and it means you can do so many different concepts with them, and that makes them that versatile die that everyone is looking for, because we don't want one-hit wonders, do we? We want ones that are going to last through our are crafting time and time again.
Yeah.
And actually what never ever dates is sentiments. So these sentiments, they're so pretty that they're just going to last you for time and time again through year after year. Even when new things come out, you're going to still love to be able to use these. So I'm just putting my mat over the top of this and we're going to just emboss that detail. Now I'm cutting it twice, although I won't cut it twice because I know that we haven't got too much time left, but I will show you the finished one. So I thought this would work really well doing it as like a Z fold card, but doing the actual sentiment as that folding. So let's pop that out. And I think the reason people have really liked this one, Ben, as well, is because the box is quite a nice simple one to follow along with.
Yeah.
There's nothing really too complicated about it. And sometimes we need a craft along to just cater for everybody and have that bit of time at the end to still get the finishing touches done, send in their makes, that type of thing. So yeah, it has been a very nice craft along. So all I'm doing is snipping away and snipping that piece out and then along here. And then you can see that beautiful die. In fact, if I use my purple rubber mat, you can see how
That's
beautiful
brilliant.
that has come out. And there's some really nice elements in this. Now I'm keeping it quite plain, but if you did, in fact, what I could do is just show that because I've got a finished one, but what I'm going to do is show you just inking through it and how beautiful the detail is. And it's why you shouldn't miss the opportunity to ink through them.
But I love the fact as well, as much as we've done the craft along in real time with the box, which potentially is a little bit more further down the line in crafting stakes, let's just say.
Yes,
You've just shown us there how quick and easy it is to be able to make a card. Do you know what I mean? If you're completely brand new to this. So that it's kind of like from one extreme to the other almost.
Absolutely, absolutely. And please don't be fooled to think that you can't do these makes if you are a beginner. The craft alongs are there for that reason.
Absolutely right.
But look at that, Ben. I mean, look at the detail here. Even these little sort of pieces, I don't know whether that's your straw or whether it's the desert. So whatever you've got sort of laying down, all of this, all the little castle here is inked through. It just gives the most beautiful detail. Now, if you was to cut this twice, so I've cut that on one side, if you was to cut it on the other side, you'd have then two makes like this. And then what I've done is scored this one in half. So I've done this, so across here it's 6.5 inches, and then I've scored it at just over, so 3 2/8 of an inch. I've scored in half, so that creates our panel. And then I've just put some added gems on. Now I've already mat and layered my cardstock, so just use some pretty papers out of one of our pads. Now with this one, I'm going to use it a little bit higher onto my card. With a lot of Z folds, we put them at the bottom, but I'm going to have that up a little bit just to look through. But what I'm also going to do, I've also cut these out again in a black, because it means we can then use them as a shadow from behind. So if I just hover that over here, I've made it smaller on each side, which means I can put it to wherever I want to put it. So if I want to aim it a little bit over, we can do that. If we want to do it the opposite way, we can do that as well. So all I'm going to do is add some glue. So I'm going to grab my glue dotty one, and we're going to just add the dots onto the front side of this, because that's what's going to be sticking onto the back.
Are we going to have a vote for this then, by the way, since you've done a second demo?
No, I think we're just going to put the craft along in. Yeah, I don't think it'll give enough people time to do a vote.
Okay.
So we're just going to pop this one on the top, and because I can see, in fact I'm going to bring that purple one in because I can see it really clear on there, and then we can pop that just over, so that gives us our shadow. So where I can see that white, I then know that that's going to show as much of the black through there as well. So turn that over. And it just gives a really nice, it just gives that shadow effect, which makes it look really beautiful. And then we're going to do exactly the same on this one. Again, using our dotty tape pen. Bring that over. But yeah, I do try and catch everyone's makes on Facebook, because I know some people just post them throughout the day.
Yeah.
I do try to catch them because it's just so nice to see the different colourways that people do the craft alongs in.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Because like you say, we have people who sort of follow you word for word, as it were. But then lots of people like to maybe use a different dye or use different papers, and it's always great to see. So if you can send your pictures in, I know a lot of you do post them on Facebook. We will show as many as we can during Monday Makers a little bit later on, where we've also got a craft ambassador as a crown. We're going to be looking at a great deal on the colour blend pencils. We've got those waterfalls as well, the dies. We've got what's remaining of the beautiful collection too. There's lots coming your way, and probably the deal of the day coming up on those pencils for you later on as well. So make sure you check in with us 7 o'clock tonight.
It's exciting.
Your last show of 742 in a row.
Yeah, and last show for, I think, 16 days.
Wow, that's brilliant, isn't it? That is brilliant. Yeah, make sure you don't answer your phone. Switch your emails off, for goodness sake.
Yeah,
get out of office on.
Oh, that's what I meant to do earlier. I'm going to do that in my break, put my out of office.
Have you got your emails on your phone?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Oh, that's always the temptation.
Oh, no. I don't I don't have notification. They are on my phone, but I don't have notification on.
Aren't you ever tempted to have a look? That's what I'm terrible for. Yeah. Like about 3 or 4 days before the end of my holiday, if I've gone on holiday, I always have a quick look back in, because you never want to come back into work with like 500 emails, do you?
Well, the only thing I might do is towards the end, I'll have to see what my next lot of work is. Otherwise, I won't know where I'm going. So I will need to. Luckily, I'm actually at Create and Craft the first week I'm back. So I know my schedule for that. But for Crafters TV, I'll have to know what my schedule is before I come back into that. So yeah, I won't be up here for about 3 weeks.
So that will be.
Will you miss me?
Oh yeah, I will. Aww. Miss your giggles. Miss you filming me mopping carpet.
Look at that, we got that done.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, no problem at all. But look how different that is for doing that one and then doing that that box, which is absolutely stunning.
Just very quickly, Casey Mom says, what was the measurement of that Z fold piece?
Oh, okay. Yep. So the Z fold piece was it was a 6-inch piece of card, 6.5-inch piece of card, folded in half on one side, and the actual measurement of the top piece. So it was 4 1/4 inches by 6.5 and 6.5. So that's 13. So 13 inches by 4 1/4 inches.
Brilliant. Susie T just saying, what a great craft on that was, Debbie. Even though I was speeding through, it was great fun. And the box came out great. I think Susie T, Johnny tells me that you sent your picture in. Oh, actually, we can probably have a quick look at it now. Look at this, Susie T.
Look how pretty. I'm so thrilled you've all been crafting along. It's such a lovely project to do. Yeah. And I love the fact that it doesn't matter which way round you put your box, you've got that beautiful sentiment.
Yeah, and Susie T, appreciate that even more for the fact that you did start late, as you told me. You still managed to get it done. So that's brilliant. And just lots of our lovely viewers wishing you a lovely vacation. She's not going yet. She's still got to be with me on Monday Makers a little bit later on. I just wanted to quickly show you before we go the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. They've got this 6x6 pad. Sadly, the 12x12 has sold out, but maybe you want to stock up on your collection. So this is basically just a mini replica of the 12x12. If you love that, maybe you were waiting, you didn't get various elements of the collection, we've still got this available for you. It is gorgeous. You've got some lovely pattern papers in there. You've got some beautiful scenes in there as well, and there's flecks of foiling too on some of the pages. And as you can see, look, as I flip these around front and back, the designs are absolutely sumptuous. They really are gorgeous. £4.79 if you are platinum. Look at that one with Father Christmas, beautiful. $7.96 if you're shopping with us in the US. But go swiftly on this, as I say, because this 6x6 pad will go the same way as the 12x12 and will be gone, but it is still available for you right now if you want to pop that one into your basket. Thanks again for all of your lovely comments coming through. Just a quick recap on all of the dies that you'll get in this bundle. What I will say to you is the main deal, the main value for money for you is within this full bundle. It should be, what, £78 or almost $90. Platinum members today are just at £51.96 or $59.80. If you want to go for the individuals, you can. There's a multi-buy two. You can buy two for £23 or $26. but you've seen how versatile these are. I think it was great, wasn't it, to do that whole craft along with Debbie, to see that gorgeous box and do it step by step, but then actually at the end there, very, very quickly, you can see how these can be used in a bit more of a simpler form, if you like, but a quicker form. These are so super versatile, and as we've said, if you are brand new, then these are absolutely for you as well, because there's plenty out there. Heck, you've just got a 2-hour craft along right there, but there's plenty of inspiration for you out there on our socials, on YouTube and on Facebook as far as these are concerned. But you'll be making some absolutely gorgeous cards, gorgeous projects with these this year. The Happy Holidays, don't forget, is a CTV exclusive. You won't get that anywhere else, so it's nice that comes in the bundle. And actually, if you go for the bundle, that's the one that you're going to get for free within the bundle, because you're actually buying 5, you get the 6th one for free. £51.96 platinum, or $59.80. Debbie, I just want to say a huge thank you, because that has been an awesome couple of hours. What a great show.
Really lovely. Yeah, I just love the craft alongs, and I just keep wanting to thank people for voting for us, because it is such a great show and I love it. So yes.
Thank you
Craig,
so much.
Can I say Craig's got a brilliant one coming up soon.
Thursday.
Yeah,
yes.
It's really good. You're going to want to craft along to Craig's one on Thursday.
That's towards the night before Christmas,
yes,
isn't it?
It's beautiful.
It's going to be a cracker. That's all I'll say.
It will.
Eleanor says, I had a great time today, Debbie and Ben. See everyone later. I hope I have to get my laundry done and straighten up the house. Hoping to come on later on. Oh yeah, get your bits and pieces done, your housework and whatnot, whatever you need to do. But make sure you do join us later on. And Rebecca Arnold says, great show. We love the two of you. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, big thank you to Debbie. We'll be back in 2 hours' time. Monday Makers is going to be brilliant, as it always is. We get to meet another one of our lovely viewers. Bev is going to be with us. We'll be crowning her as our crafty ambassador, finding out a little bit more about her crafty loves, and having a look, hopefully, at some of her makes as well. And as we mentioned, if you tune into Wake Up Call earlier on, you'll already know this, but we've got a brilliant deal coming up later on those colour blend pencils. Loads of you actually just chatting about the fact that you couldn't believe how great the deal was. So we'll be seeing those later. Also on the show, we've got the Beautiful collection. I don't think we've got a huge amount of stock of that, so if you have got your eye on it, you'll have to be quick. And then also on the show, we've got those beautiful waterfall dies as well. It is National Joke Day, and I can't believe that I've pretty much got through 2 shows now without telling too many jokes. So we'll get you to send in your jokes, and we'll tell a few bad ones over the course of those 2 hours. We'll see you back here at 7 o'clock UK time, 2 o'clock East Coast. But for now, bye-bye.